Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, let's try this one more time here, man. Trying to go live. The last one cut out pretty short, so hopefully this one goes all the way through. Just want to touch on a few heavyweight topics, man. I'm not gonna be long here. I see that Sergei Kuzmin, I just seen it on Boxing Scene. Sergei Kuzmin will be on a March 9th card here in upstate New York, and he will be taking on Philadelphia native, tough guy, Joey Dawekjo. Some of you may remember Joey Dawekjo from his tough fights he gave Amir Mansour and Brian Jennings. Joey Dawekjo, man, is like he has pretty good fundamental skills. Some people, like, sometimes he comes across as like this come forward brawler to some people, but he has pretty good skill set, man. Pretty decent defense, decent hand speed, can throw good in combinations, good timing. He's just a smaller heavyweight with his height. He is a wide body heavyweight, but doesn't have the reach. He isn't a devastating, huge knockout artist or anything like that. He was a 12-time amateur champion here in the States, man, so does know how to fight, you know what I'm saying? I thought Charles Martin probably looked his best against Joey Dawekjo. Martin was on that night, man. He was landing good body shots. He was in and out. He was landing good left hand, circling. He was just real bouncy on his feet that night against Dawekjo, all right? But Dawekjo fought a former Olympian, too. Yota Pereira, I believe the guy's name was. You know what I mean? So Joey Dawekjo has been in tough before, but Sergei Kuzmin's on the road right now, man. The undefeated Russian prospect. His notable wins. I thought he was going to fight with Mansour and up getting stopped because of the cuts, but I thought he was on verge to just walking Mansour down intelligently with his jab, picking him off with 1-2s and ripping him to the body. You seen the fight against his fight with David Price and his fight with LaRon Mitchell. Pretty, some decent wins for a guy that's making his way up the ranks. Those are two decent wins. And one thing about Kuzmin that I noticed, and I've seen him in the World Series of Boxing as well years ago. He, like I said, for one, he's getting in a lot better shape. His physique is starting to trim off a lot of that fat that I've seen in the World Series of Boxing. So his body is in a lot better shape. His conditioning looking better, and he doesn't seem as he's starting to seem like he's tightening up and getting sharper on his game. What do I mean by that? Well, he, when I've seen him in the Mitchell fight and the Price fight, especially in the Mitchell fight, man, he was using his jab intelligently, and when he would throw that right hand, he wouldn't lean or get off balance or lose his balance. He'll throw that right hand, bring it right back, and then he'll step out. You know what I mean? So it is showing me that he is trying to sharpen up on his technique. Dawekjo's best chance, man, is try to, land some overhands. Try to be patient himself, be himself, man, but try to land those looping overhand rights, looping left hooks, that type of thing. Catch Kuzmin when he is stepping back. One thing about stepping back, he steps back with his head in the air. He was ducking and rolling under some shots when he was stepping back, but he does have a tendency to step back with his head right back in the air, and he likes to work behind his high guard. Usually guys with high guards, sometimes they'll let you get off a combination because they got their offense on the shelf, so to speak, because they got the high guard up. So if you got quick hands like Dawekjo has, maybe he can stick and move and try to circle a little bit, and maybe Kuzmin can, for his sake, walk himself into some shots. Although Kuzmin, does fight from a distance using his jab, he's going to try to jab to the body and jab away at Dawekjo. All right. So talked about Kuzmin versus Joey Dawekjo. Also this weekend, Kabayel taking on Rudenko. That's going to be a good one. Kabayel better make sure that he doesn't catch one of them headbutts by Rudenko, man. And a lot of Rudenko fights, something about him leaning with his head, man. There's a few fights, there's like 3 fights, I think, where either him and or his opponent got cut in their fights, man. You know what I mean? Because he leans in with his head sometimes when he's trying to throw that overhand right hand or that left hook where he's trying to dig to the body. He kind of leans, he'll have the high guard, but as soon as he get ready to throw that right hand, he'll lean with his head, and then he'll come over with the right hand. I know he got Huey Fury all bloodied up and Lucas Brown all bloodied up. And there's somebody else who was a bloodbath that he fought. Was it Mike Malo? I'm not for sure. Don't don't have it written in stone on the Mike Mallow, but I think it was Mike Mallow who he fought. I can't remember at the time. I can't remember right now, but it was somebody like that, man. I can't remember exactly, but leans in with his head a lot, man. One thing that I noticed about Rudenko in the Povetkin fight, for instance, is once some good leather got put on him, he would back up and retreat. Now, I know it's Povetkin laying the left hooks, and you know what I mean? Povetkin still does have power, so he was pretty much retreating after he felt some of that good power. So maybe, you know, when Kabayel is throwing his shots, you know, he can get Rudenko's respect. One thing Kabayel does well, in my opinion, that I've seen in the Chisora fight, a lot of people thought that Chisora fight was close. I actually edged it to Kabayel, but sticking and moving, he fights in a compact style, wants to let his combination go. You know, he fights with the textbook high guard with the, you know, glove to the chin, throws combination, pivots. He can get on the inside and get some work in. And the Chisora, that's one thing Kabayel did, you know, pretty smart for a young guy like him. He's only in his, what, mid-20s, I think he's like 25, I believe. He only literally had like 5 or 6 amateur fights. I've seen him in a lot of training camps, Anthony Joshua's. I've seen him spar with Tyson Fury, things of that nature. So then he has the win over Chisora, man. A lot of people like to talk about everybody else's wins over Chisora. They never bring up Ajay Kabayel's win. And it was recent. It was actually after the first Dillian White fight. He came through and got his victory over Chisora. Nobody really talked about it, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, I guess beating Chisora only counts for some people, I guess. But because I thought Chisora was going to overwhelm him, man, but he did a great job of tying Chisora up on the inside. You know what I mean? He tied him right on up, wrapped him up, and he was really wrapping Chisora's left arm up so he won't get no type of left hooks up on the inside. So it does show me he has some inside strength, so I think he'll be able to handle anything Rudenko tries to do. If Rudenko tries to come forward and bully him and rough him up and lean in with his head. But Kabayel's going to have to make sure that, you know, he's putting his shoulder, when Rudenko comes in, put that shoulder up, man, and let Rudenko's head meet your shoulder and not meet you face to face, or punch him, you know what I mean? Throw something down the middle to meet that head, and to where you guys aren't going head first and clashing and create some type of cut, man. So angle off, you know what I mean? Let's angle off a little bit and make sure you don't get head butted. You know what I mean? But I think Kabayel's going to win a point decision over Rudenko. It's going to be a tough fight, though. Rudenko's not an easy customer, man. He's not easy, and he's very durable, ring savvy. He knows how to survive. He also knows how to pick up some victories, too. Not a guy that has, you know, 13 losses or something like that. Only a couple losses to some good opponents. You know what I mean? Huey Fury, Lucas Brown, Beckett, things of that nature, all right? Yeah, so I talked about the Kabayel Rudenko. Talked about Kuzmin fighting Joey Dawekjo. Oh, also let me touch on, I've seen this article now. I've been hearing about it over the weeks that Joseph Parker and Chisora, you know, trying to get a fight together. Then I just seen a few days ago here that Duco Events, is it Dave Higgins? Yeah, he came out and said that, hey, we don't mind taking the Chisora fight. We just want Joseph Parker to have a 9 to 10 week camp and for him to be treated fairly. That's what he said. All right, it's on the internet. You guys can Google it, look it up. I like the fight. I like the prospect of the fight. Joseph Parker bounced back, got a victory, went back to his home country and picked up a victory against Flora. All right, y'all. We fell off. I don't know where we fell off at, man. Damn. I'm driving, so I'm looking down at my phone. Shit. All right, so hopefully I got the Dawekjo and Kuzmin fight. Hopefully that one was on here, and hopefully it picked up the my opinions about Kabayel versus Rudenko. Damn. So Parker, I left off on Parker. I think the Chisora fight, I'll probably do this video again, man, because I'm not sure what it's left off, but I think Parker fighting Chisora would be a good look for Joseph Parker. Like I said, it'd be a good confidence builder for him if he's to get a victory against somebody that's physical like Chisora, somebody to bring the fight to him. Again, I don't think a win like this will skyrocket him through the ranks or anything. I think this will just be a good confidence builder, especially because, like I said, Chisora is a very physical fighter, and he's going to test Joseph Parker. He's been training, you know what I mean? I've seen clips of Chisora in the gym getting it in training, man. So, now my opinions about his team saying that he needs 9 or 10 weeks and he wants to train for this fight, because he said that they got offered the Dillian White fight on short notice. But he said that, hey, my fighter doesn't mind taking a fight with Chisora. I just need him to have a 9-10 week training camp and be treated fairly. That's what Dave Higgins says of Duco Events, all right? okay, fair enough, you want a lengthy training camp, but my thing is, man, these dudes should be ready, man. You know what I mean? You should be in the gym anyways. Not to say that Joseph Parker hasn't been in the gym at all, but what I'm saying is like 9-10 weeks is a very fucking long time, especially for just a fight. And not to knock Chisora or anything like that, but I mean, you should be in the ring ready to go. I'm pretty sure if you gave Chisora a date with, you know, the next 2 months or so, he'll probably be ready. Because he's been in the gym training since his loss to Dillian White. You dig what I'm saying? So Parker came back, he looked good against Flores back home in New Zealand, picked up a victory, was aggressive. He kept his word and said that he would fight aggressive in the Dillian White fight and in the Flores fight. So, you know what I mean? That's the type of Parker I would like to see to make for a great style clash if he were to fight in an aggressive manner against Chisora like he did against Dillian White in his last prior fight against Flores. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it there. Try to see if I can see these comments, man. I'm not gonna be able to see the comments because I'm driving. Let me just touch a little bit more on the Joseph Parker, because I'm not sure where my live stream got cut off at when I was talking about Parker, but yeah, it's like I'm saying, him and Chisora would be a great fight, man. I think it'd be a good action-packed type of fight. Again, I don't think it's going to skyrocket Joseph Parker if he beats Derek Chisora, but he will be tested. And then, you know, possibly, man, I still want to see Joseph Parker and Junior fight. I think that fight's going to happen down the line, and I think it's rightfully so. It should take place in New Zealand, all right? But maybe that's, you know, neither here nor there right now. Further down the line, yes, both have came out, or both teams have talked about it before. It's on the internet. You can look that information up. They fought in the amateurs, went 2-2 against each other. Junior Fa's actually fighting in a few days here. He's going to be taking on Newfield Aota out in Columbus, Ohio, all right? But, yeah, man, Joseph Parker versus Chisora. I think a 9-10 week training camp is like, damn, you need that far of a camp. I mean, like I'm saying, man, you should be training in shape ready. You know what I mean? You shouldn't need that damn long of a training camp, man. You should already be in shape ready to go. You should be ready to go. If they asked you to fight in 3-4 weeks where you had a huge opportunity, let's say, you know, something happened to Jarrell Miller. I'm just making stuff up, but Jarrell Miller, if you were to step in for something big, Deontay Wilder, and they needed you on 4 or 5 weeks notice, you should be already in the gym ready. Sparring, getting, you know, at least sparring once a week or something like that, always doing road work, always staying in shape. If anything, it should just be a few weeks to just sharpen up. But maybe that's just me, man. But hey, I'm gonna leave it there. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I'm gone.